How are you guys doing? It is Sunday, September 20th, 2020 out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims, and for this installment of the Elite Chronicles, I'm going to go a little bit into depth of what my job was with Duke Athletics. As a student at Duke, which I currently am, I was very involved the first 3 years with Duke student athletics in Duke athletics in a lot of ways, but the main two ways I was involved was through Duke athletics game operations, and I was also doing a little extracurricular gig with Duke student broadcasting, which I'll probably get into next week. But starting off with Duke athletics game operations. Freshman year when I first got here, I was on work study. I still am on work study. When I was looking for jobs that were available to work study students, I was able to find the gig that I currently have now with game operations, where I kind of just met with someone. We just got set up, and at first I was starting at the end of basketball season, towards the end of the spring season, my freshman year. And because at first I really kind of liked it because I spent a lot of time in Cameron for a lot of the basketball games, the volleyball games, the wrestling matches. I would help set up and take down. Just like for wrestling, I'd lay the mat and we'd roll it up. For the basketball games, you just set up the chairs on the floor, roll out the bleachers, and every once in a while you'll catch a couple teams in there just scrimmaging, practicing, and right after the practices are done, every once in a while they'll let us just run basketball with them. So that was pretty cool. That was an interesting way I got to know some of the coaches, some of the players for all the various teams. And I don't know, just shooting a couple free throws in Cameron Indoor Stadium, just shooting hoops. It's kind of one of the wildest things it's kind of one of the interesting things you can do. I think it's a very fun flex to say that I've done. And I don't know, just helping out around the scenes it kind of gives you a different perspective to sports that you don't normally see. And because as someone that just watched sports, I never really thought about what happens, what all the effort that goes into setting up, preparing, and then of course taking down after the fact. Because of course, a lot of people come in, they just come it's different. And I really enjoyed this job because I really learned so much about how collegiate athletics work and what really goes into it, the time, the energy taken. So, that was incredibly cool too. And then outside of Cameron, I've done a lot of help with setting up and taking down for a good amount of the football events, for soccer and lacrosse, because they play in the same stadium at Duke. I've helped out a lot of games there, just up in the tower. Sometimes when I'm on the field, just being a ball person. All that's really, really interesting, and that's what I've been doing for the first 3 years. Just setting up, just taking down, just helping out wherever I'm needed, even at swim meets that are at swim meets, wherever I'm asked to help, I'll help out, and I just you learn a few things just by helping out here and there. And then so this year's been kind of weird because of course with the coronavirus. It's tougher for more and more students to get involved. I have been working with soccer and I know I'll be working with a lot of the other sports soon, but most of my work this year is just labeling COVID tests for the athletic programs, because they have to label the bags, they have to label the vials for the coaches and all of the individual players, because they have to get tested every single day. So now officially with the whole COVID situation, labeling all of the with me labeling all the equipment, all the vials. That's really cool. That's another something you don't really think about every day. And I don't know. I'm really grateful and thankful that I was able to kind of stumble upon this gig. And like I said, I've learned so much. I've had a lot of fun, and I've been able to I've been able to keep a good amount of flexes that I can kind of use, because it's really interesting because a lot of people get to watch college athletics, a lot of them as college students, but I don't know how many people get to fully understand, get to be a part of the process from the beginning, during, and then just through the end of a game. And I think a lot of that is what shaped what I know about college basketball up until right now. And of course, I'm still learning. But I don't know. It's just one of those jobs where it's it's really interesting once you're in the heat of it, and you really kind of get to learn a lot of hand stuff. Because I learned a lot of stuff for the first time. Just learned a lot of handy skills and stuff on the job as well. A lot of critical things. So it's just it's stuff like that. It gives you experience, and you get a better understanding of the world around you. But with that said, I really appreciate you guys listening to my 4-5 minute piece. If you guys have been here that long. Once again, it is Sunday, September 20th, 2020. I here in this quarantine. Thank you once again for listening to my piece. Peace out.